And I think the underlying difference, I guess, from 2017 is just that the world continues to accelerate. The world continues to speed up, as the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau put it. Things have never moved this fast, but they'll never move this slow again. And when you think about that, really what he's referring to is that the underlying ways of technology are just growing on this exponential curve. When we wrote that book, What to Do When Machines Do Everything, in 2017, there wasn't GPT-3. When I was talking about GPT-3 last year, there wasn't Wu Dao, a Chinese machine learning program that the authors claim is 10 times faster than GPT-3. So this exponential curve of development means in reality that the shelf life of skills is shortening, because technology is becoming more akin to the fashion industry, and the fashion cycles are coming into technology. What's cool one year is not cool the next year. And so the underlying technology that makes something cool one year suddenly goes out of fashion, isn't cool the next year. So as the previous speaker was saying, this speaks to and behooves us all individually, in our corporate roles, in our roles as citizens, to recognize that we're going to constantly be in a retraining, relearning mode. You can't just go to university for 3-4 years when you're 18 and then monetize that for 40 years, as people of my generation did. You've got to probably think about going to college for a year, learn a skill that's going to be relevant for 5 years, maybe go back to college or do some more kind of in-depth education, maybe funded by your employer. Maybe you have to take on that cost yourself. And that skill is going to, be good for another 10 years, and then you'll have to do it again and again. So I think that's just the reality. It's very uncomfortable for a lot of people. A lot of people are not going to like that. But I think that is the reality that we're all having to deal with. And I think individually, we have a responsibility. Ultimately, we're all responsible for ourselves. We have to look after ourselves. So you have to do this. I think as employers, we have to recognize there's a huge war for talent going on at the moment, and companies that are in some ways benevolent in helping their employees, current employees, future employees, they're going to get a competitive edge in the marketplace from doing that, being perceived to be that type of employer. And then in the policy world, in the politics world, politicians need to understand and need to orientate funding towards these types of models, rather than models that are sort of increasingly irrelevant and increasingly sort of behind the times, these times that are moving so fast.